So here's a story that's a fucking scandal, and it's being completely ignored except for some outlets online. I think Newsday did the original reporting, but some left-wing blogs have picked it up. Thankfully, they're the only people really talking about this. Suffolk DA's office got themselves $3.25 million in civil forfeiture money for bonuses. You know what civil forfeiture is? It's called civil forfeiture or civil asset forfeiture. And what that is let's say, you're driving on a highway, you get pulled over by a cop. They see some money sitting, I don't know, in plain sight in your center console. They see some money. What's that? Go, oh, this is my money. They go, oh, how much is there? You say, $3,500, whatever. I was just going to go buy a used car for my girlfriend or whatever. Whatever. The specifics irrelevant. They go, oh, we're taking that. Ours. What? No due process, no procedure in place, no coherent way to appeal. They just take your money. Now, how can they do that? Well, they turn around and say, oh, no, see, here's the thing. That money was about to be used in a crime. And some sort of a drug deal, some sort of transaction that's illegal. So us good cops had to seize your money to prevent an inevitable crime from taking place. Now, do they have to prove that? Nope. You would have to prove the opposite. It flips the burden of proof. It's supposed to be innocent until guilty. They make it guilty until innocent. They take your money, then you need to somehow prove that you weren't going to use that money in an illegal fashion. So we've legalized robbery by cop. That's what that is. That's robbery by cop. It's so bad that, you know how much money is taken? And this is just from the federal government. This isn't even the states. $5 billion has been taken in civil asset forfeiture every year. That's more than is taken in burglary. A total of $3.5 billion is stolen through burglary in the U.S. So in other words, the cops are bigger criminals than criminals. You want to talk about mind blown. By the way, there's another similar fact to this, which is that wage theft is accounts for a bigger number than theft. So in other words, your employer is more likely to screw you out of your money than a robber is. See, these are the kinds of facts that undermine an entire system. These are the kind of facts that make people go, fuck you, I'm now a Marxist. That's what this is. Because what you're doing is you're exposing how the system is bullshit. How do we have a system in place in the U.S. where the cops can take your money and then you need to somehow prove that it's your money and that you weren't going to use it in a crime? How did we flip the burden of proof? How do we steal $5 billion a year from people and act like it's okay? How do we allow them to, after they take the money doesn't just sit in fucking evidence. I just told you, Suffolk DA, $3.25 million in forfeiture money for bonuses. So, let's see here. There's a goddamn incentive for the cops to shake you down so that their higher-ups get bonuses and they get bonuses. We've covered stories of cops building a brand new break room with a fucking margarita machine and a cappuccino machine with money that they took from civil asset forfeiture. We have legalized robbery by people who wear a badge and a uniform. Because they wear a badge and a uniform, it's okay, look away. Nobody talk about it, nobody think about it. Don't question the system. They have a badge and uniform, so it's got to be right. I mean, that's the same kind of bullshit argument like with Wall Street. What? They wear suits and ties. They wear suits and ties and they go to work every day. They can't be fucking criminals. Look at the guy who robs the convenience store for $17.35 and gets a pack of Black and Milds on the way out. Look at that criminal. Look at that criminal. Don't look at these criminals. Don't look at these criminals. The entire system is fucking you, and they've been every step of the way, but don't look at these criminals. The government bailed out Wall Street after they collapsed the economy and bankrupted their own companies. The government bailed them out. Then those same people who bankrupted their companies got bonuses with taxpayer money. That's the biggest fucking heist I've ever seen in my life. They shook down middle-class taxpayers. They robbed you. And then they acted like, no, this is just to save the system. That's the same thing they'll say with this. No, you got to let the cops do the civil asset forfeiture to keep order. You got to let the cops rob you to keep order. Ban it. Ban it now. Should have been banned yesterday. Should have been banned on day one before it was even fucking done. Okay, this is insanity. We're going to talk about the Constitution and civil liberties. We're going to talk about human rights. We're going to talk about the fucking Magna Carta from the 1200s and have a system like this in place. This is disgusting. This is grotesque. And this is the kind of stuff that undermines an entire system. You don't want a revolution? Well, then you better clean up your house. And step one is this. Don't let the cops legally rob people anymore. Don't let Wall Street legally rob people anymore. Don't let your employers legally rob you anymore.